Are recording. Okay, so we're recording and we're live. I've got the right thing up. Yay! Right, okay. So hopefully, hello Untanglers. So normally on a Thursday in the group we do a throwback Thursday, and we decided today we were going to do something a bit different, and we were going to have a chat with the lovely Beth, who's looking very glam and very organised. And we're going to talk about your untangling journey. So I think, has it been about 2 years, a year and a half since we've...
Maybe, or nearly. It's probably pushing it, actually.
Yeah, it's been quite a while now.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I love you to pieces. I think you're
I love you too, Heather.
And you, what is it you call me?
Heather Tingly Tangly, I think.
Tangly. Yeah, Heather Tingly Tangly. I've got to show you this. So you want to just talk about, first of all, you found me online, I think.
Yeah.
And you want to just talk a bit about like where you were then, like what made you pick up the phone to contact me?
Yeah. I found your Google search. I'd heard about you like locally anyway.
Yeah.
I had actually used Decluttering Woman before you. Had like 1 or 2 sessions with her.
Yeah.
And she got pregnant. So I thought, why would I not use someone local? We had a phone call, I think, and then you arranged to come, and we had like a pre-session, I suppose.
Like your free 1 hour consult where we looked around and you describe what strategy.
And I'd just got in a really bad rut. Like, I've struggled with my mental health for the last couple of years. Gone through quite a lot of like trauma, and that set me back really. I think having a small child on my own as well thrown into the mix, and I'd just not really got any routines or strategies with the house. Like, people were always giving me things which I've now banned them from. I know, thinking they're helping me, but they are sometimes, obviously, and I am grateful. And it was all too much for me. I think because I was struggling with mental health, like I just felt overwhelmed, and that's the feeling that I still get now, as you know, I tell you that. Some days I just think, I look at things and it makes me feel worse, but where do I start? And even I think when you know where you want to start, like sometimes you just can't like push yourself.
Doing it.
So you came and we went around the house and took pictures, and then we had our first session. We did my kitchen, which was really good fun. And then
do you want to talk about your drainer?
Oh, my drainer. I thought I was being really organised having this drainer. I had this from
my point of view, yes, you were kind of being organised in that you got the stuff to make yourself organised, but it became Jenga by the kitchen.
It was actually
pot that I put on this.
It was a health hazard.
Little one. It was massive. I have never seen this draining thing as massive as you. I was like, oh my god, Beth, seriously, will you please consider getting rid of it? And you were like, no, it's really helpful.
I was like, I'll think about it. I'll think about it. And then I think my washing machine was on spin, and it was just like, sounded like an earthquake was happening. All these pots were like flying off. And then I just thought, you know what? One day I took it off to clean the, like, whatever you call it, grill, like, metal bit. I thought, that looks better. And I got all my pots were away, and I thought, that looks nice. And I literally went downstairs and put it in the bin. I was brutal. I hate binning stuff.
I remember you telling me, and I was like, really? Like you really?
If I think I can give it someone or sell it or whatever, but like literally, I was like,
please don't like regret this, because
I've not regretted it at all.
Like, you don't regret it at all. No,
I've not regretted it at all. And what it did do is it made me, I mean, every so often I do this anyway, but it made me go through all my like crockery and pans and stuff. And all right, I have got 4 plates for if I ever entertain anyone eventually, but I don't need 4 plates in my main cupboard, because 9 out of 10 times there's only me and my mum's my bubble, so there's only me and my mum that eat adult plates. You know, Ruby has her plates, like kiddie plates. So and you get into that habit sometimes, I think, where if you're having a bad mental health day, you don't wash one, I'll get another one out of the cupboard. Well, actually, you're making more washing.
Yeah.
So, and that became I think that was actually a massive thing for me, is not actually dealing with like the issue and just thinking, oh, I get another one.
And then before you know it, the kitchen's covered.
That was like a big moment for me, Heather. It was a big win.
Wow.
And then I went online, so I know my social media, and I think I looked for the main page, joined your page, and then saw that you'd put up about the group.
Yeah.
And joined the group, because I thought, oh, this will be good, you know. I'm quite a person that needs accountability.
Yeah.
And also like sort of socializing with others and getting ideas, and it is a source of information. It's like, I think the other week I was like, oh, I need somewhere, where can I like donate or whatever it was, and you can just, if you don't answer, someone else will. So join the group, and then I think first lockdown we had a virtual session, which I think it was all right, not on Heather's part, on my part, but my head probably wasn't in it. Like, I was really struggling, like having a kid in lockdown, absolutely horrendous. And then this lockdown we had another one, and I was I'm motivated now, and I think and I think part of that motivation has come from the Monday live that you do, because I have a Zoom on a Monday 10 till 11:15. And I now know yours is at 12, so I sort of get off, get a cuppa, and I'll sit and watch you for a little bit, and then I think I take you around the house with me, basically. You're like propped up in places. I'm like, oh, Heather's here now. You don't know where you're going, Heather, that's the thing.
Oh, I mean,
you were like propped up on some drawers the other day, and I was folding stuff and putting them away.
That's brilliant.
But I just sit and laugh.
That happens quite a lot, actually, that people use that Monday live, hear it, listen in the background, and then get the stuff done. So I know, I think it's Ruth who she does a day as well on that time, because it's your time, but it's you get in that zone, don't you, where you want to do something.
I think it's just, it gets you in that head frame, and I did it by default, actually. I'd started watching you, and I think watching you spurred me to like, come on, Beth, go and just do the bloody washing. So I took you upstairs with me while I was sorting my washing out. And then I thought, do you know what? It changed my mood for the whole day. I was so productive that day. So I thought, well, I'm going to just start watching this every Monday. I haven't the last 2 weeks.
If you start doing one little thing, it makes you feel like you've achieved something, and then you're in that space to carry on a lot of the time, which is great.
And I think it for me, and I think for a lot of people, but definitely for me, it's all about mindset. So I can get to like rock bottom where my house is just horrendous, and it gets horrendous because my mindset's got horrendous, or my mental health's horrendous, and I get in a rut, and it's how to get out of it, and I know how to get out of it, but sometimes it's just really hard to get out of it. And I think just doing, like, the moment I'm seeing this, my sort of decluttering journey. I think that sounds really cheesy calling it that, but I'm seeing it as like a project. And my daughter starts school in 1.5 years, and I'm like, I do not want to have a house that's not organized when she's at school. I don't want to be that person anymore. Like, I know what my traits are, and I know where my bad like areas are, I suppose.
You know what makes me happy is that you are aware now that it isn't you, that it's not you that's a failure. Like, you're not lazy. Because I remember you sitting on the sofa and looking at all the toys and going, why can't I just sort this? I was like, you can't.
Because it bloody scared me. All these blooming Shopkins and everything's so small and tiny. And you were propped up then. That was the day you were propped up in a drawer. And I will admit, I was exhausted. I was struggling really badly mentally that day, in the fact of just anxiety. I couldn't be asked. I wanted to sit on the sofa and watch Netflix. I needed a bit of self-care, but equally, I kept looking at the floor and thinking, you're making me feel it, like, not good. And I just, you'd said to me, like, lose the expectation, lose the mindset of that I need to have everything grouped perfectly with her toys, get a box and shove all the little bits in a little bits box. And I have done that. And do you know what? Like, does it harm me? No. Does she still enjoy playing with them and find them? Yes. Like, and I think you've got to break it down to really what is it about. Like, yes, it'd be lovely to have all this in one box with a label and all that in one box with a label, but it's not the end of the world if they get mixed into the other box. And I'm very much a bit like, oh,
well, that I think perfectionism is quite a big deal, and it can cause a lot of problems. I mean, like we talked before about like the Mrs. Hinch house. We'd all love to have that beautiful home, but actually that's actually quite difficult to get to until you're there.
Yeah, I think I love Mrs. Hinge. I don't honestly. I love her. She once messaged me back on Instagram.
Oh my
like
word.
Right at the beginning of a journey, and I was like, oh, Mrs. Hinge. I think she's a lovely person. I think like what she does is great, but I think you have to be realistic, and you can't really clean a house to that standard until it's organized and decluttered. And I've learned that now, and I do enjoy cleaning, but you can't clean when there's crap everywhere. Like, you just can't do it. So like I was saying to you, like, it's about accepting your struggle areas, like what in your routine is an issue, like what's, like, as you call it, a high traffic area, like, or what room or what thing gets you down. Like mine was my kitchen. I hate it, as we know. Not anymore. And I think it's just accepting it. And also I've written some notes here, I'm gonna have to look, because I had a good word, adapting. So it's like adapting to I think before I was saying I got a lot, this is like from my first session, I've got loads of paperwork, and I was like, and I deal with the paperwork in my lounge, but I was keeping it in a different room. And you were like, right, well, just have a file shoved somewhere in your lounge neatly, because that's where it is. And in reality, I had to think, oh no, I can't have that in that room, that's not normal. You know, it should be in an office or whatever. But it makes your life easier if that's your habit. Like if your habit is to, like we were saying, do your makeup in the dining room or the kitchen, like, does it matter if there's a box of makeup in your kitchen cupboard? No, like, it doesn't matter, does it? So I think it's just, I've learned that
those set norms, isn't it?
It is. It's going against, and I love like decor, and I'm very creative. I love interior design and stuff like that. And I think I've just had to realise that, you know, what makes my life easier, and if my life's easier, you're happier, you're not stressed, you know. So it's like, it is like a win-win, really. You've got to get to that point of realising it's not how you think it should be.
Because you always get to that point when you're at the end of the declutter journey, that's when you can take it out of that room and put it where you want it to be and see how it goes. And a lot of the time what happens is that either because you haven't got that much, and you've got so much more energy and motivation because your house is gorgeous, you then either do create those habits where it is in the right place, or you realise that actually it just still doesn't work for you, and it's absolutely fine to have it back on the dining room table, for example, as long as it's neat and you know where it all is.
Yeah, and that leads me on to the kitchen and the laundry. Because like many people, my washer is in my kitchen, but my kitchen's small, and I'm in a rented property, and it's really badly designed, the kitchen.
When I think that, and I remember the first meeting we had, and you said my kitchen's really badly designed, it's really small. And I remember looking at the kitchen going, that doesn't look small there, that's like an ordinary kitchen. When you said it's really badly designed, I was like, but it got loads of cupboards. But then when we actually looked at it and looked what the function of each cupboard was, it was like, actually, you are absolutely right. This is a really,
it's weird. Like the shelves are at random heights. Like there's only one drawer. Like it's a weirdly designed kitchen.
It looks lovely, but it's not a functional kitchen at all.
I've had to adapt stuff. So I've had to buy things that you like slot onto your shelf, like little wire things that I can put snacks in. I've had to buy things to put like jars in, the bottom cupboards are even weirder, but I bought like a plastic, it's like a step thing off eBay, which I can now put like some pans underneath and some on top. Like it creates like another shelf, I suppose.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I'm digressing slightly, but we're on topic. Because I have one drawer which has got my cutlery in and a few utensils, I can't really fit my tea towels in it. Yeah, it's beautiful now.
Beautiful, that cutlery drawer.
I can't really fit my tea towels in it. And in my head, they need to be in a drawer. And it's like, I don't really want to put them under the sink because I feel like you always get liquids under the sink and
they go a bit mouldy.
Today, I went to Home Bargains this morning and I bought this little thing and I thought it'll either be really shit or really good. It hooks on the inside of your door.
Right.
It's like a little caddy, literally plastic. I'll take a picture.
Yeah.
Put it on the group. I've rolled all my tea towels up like Marie Kondo and put them in, and it's perfect. It's like,
I love it. I love that you are finding strategies for things.
And that's what it is. It is looking at, so what I was saying about the laundry thing is, I would go to do my laundry. I had a laundry bag upstairs. I'd bring it down because it got handles, so I'd carry it down. I'd get my laundry out. I'd put a wash on, and I'd think, oh, today I'm going to blast through 3 loads. No, you're not, Beth. Like, it's not going to happen. But that's what you think in your head. So I'd separate like 2 other piles on the floor. So that's a white, that's a dark. Oh, I'll do those after that one's done. Now, something will happen, and then I have to pick my daughter up from nursery, and I wouldn't get those loads done. And then I'd come back and the clothes are still on the floor, and then I've got tea to make, and then it's mummy, and then it's bath and bedtime. Oh, and guess what? The next day, the pile's still on the floor. And it was getting me down because
slipping over it, and it's going all over the kitchen floor. And
it was just getting me down because the kitchen wasn't a kitchen. The kitchen was becoming a kitchen with like a laundry room. Like, I put up a few of my like seeds in there that grew, so then it was becoming like a garden centre. And then there was toys everywhere. Yeah, it was just like, and that, I think that's what was annoying me. Like, this is a kitchen, but then I had to think, right, this is a kitchen that I do my washing in. I tried having my washing bag upstairs. I still do have one, but it's not really working. Like what you were saying, it's not really working. We've tried, it's not really working. So that's when I went on Amazon and bought the thing that hooks over the door. It's got a hole in the top, so you literally just pop your washing in the top, because my daughter does like fling clothes about all downstairs, and that's what I kept thinking. You have to sort of look at what's the root cause. So my daughter flings the clothes around, and then you have a mucky tea towel and whatever. So I now just literally pop them in the hole. It's got a zip at the bottom, which you can put like smaller things in, like socks or pants or whatever, which is good because it groups them together. So I just put socks in, and then it's got another zip right at the bottom, which you unzip and everything just goes vroom and like falls out. So it's so much better, and it has made me keep it like tidier.
Because
I've
it's
still got
you. It's your strategy of how
like I think for me it was just looking at like, right, this is an issue, but it's not gonna change. I'm always gonna have like laundry in my kitchen. I'm always gonna have my daughter like flinging her leggings off and her socks, like, and it's like pajamas in the morning.
Real life rather than fantasy life.
Like I would love my child to get dressed in her bedroom, but she doesn't. She gets dressed downstairs after she's had her breakfast and spill all the porridge down the top, and then we have a battle with her getting dressed, and then she flings the clothes over. And what I was finding was I'd like be rushing, get her to nursery, come back, and like the house would just be left from like mid paddy tantrum, clothes flung, breakfast still out. And now I can literally pick them up and shove them in there. Like, it doesn't happen. I've not got to then, why would I then take them back upstairs when my washer's in?
When they're going to come back down again.
Bonkers really. But I do have a laundry basket upstairs. I have one in my room, which is for like bedding and my washing. And I have one hooked at the back of the bathroom door, which I put all her clothes in, because I like to like batch wash her clothes. So I do think it is just looking about your, I want to say like problem areas, like your sort of tough areas, and like thinking like, are you realistically going to change it? Like you can try and then see if it doesn't work, then you're just going to have to accept that, right, that hasn't worked, and living slightly different to what you think you want to live. That's been the big thing for me, I think.
That's a massive head change as well, because I think it stops you from feeling like there's something wrong with you. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
I did.
do this.
I always say this to you. I think I sent you a
life.
message. Yeah, I think I sent you a message saying, what's wrong with me? Because like, I'm sure I sent you that a couple of weeks ago. Like, what's wrong with me? I've had jobs where I've, you know, pressured jobs where I've been really organized, like had strategies in place. And I did say it to you. I went, why can't I do it myself at home? But if you put someone in front of me, I could tell them what to do.
Yeah.
It's so much harder when you make it personal.
Whereas now you're looking at those problems and you're taking a step back, and you're not being as emotional as looking at you. It's not going inward. It's not going, why can't I keep this? It's a case of, right, this is how my life is. What can I do to change it? And that's exactly what you did. And as well with your kitchen, you knew that you hated your kitchen. So would you like to tell everybody what you did yesterday?
What I did?
What did you do yesterday in your kitchen?
I'll paint my kitchen. Shall I tell them the story? So I told myself this week I was going to paint my kitchen because it was getting me down that much. And I just said to Heather, Monday, it didn't happen. But I told my daughter, who's 3, that I was going to do it. So obviously I got my accountability, because she was like, you're going to paint the kitchen blue.
And also when I first met you, there were a lot of paint swatches everywhere.
Yeah. Everywhere. And I'd swatched the wall like ages ago.
And
like I couldn't
in that kitchen, that just made you feel bad, because that's the decision that you'd not made.
Yeah. There were swatches all over the wall. It's not even a big wall, because it's like sort of partitioned into 2 sections. And I was being really indecisive, and I was like, oh, this colour might be too dark, but I really like it. And because my cupboards are quite orange toned, so I wanted to tone them down, and I was just like, oh, what if I do it and it doesn't look right? And I've got all these swatches over, and they've been there for well over a year, I think, or at least a year. Every time I walked in the kitchen, it made me feel shit because I hadn't finished the job off. And that's a big problem of mine, is that I have a lot of half-done tasks because of time, and I'm a single mom and whatever. And I was just got to the point where I was like, my daughter starts school in 1.5 years. I need to get my shit together. And I hate this kitchen. I hate it. So Tuesday, I knew it wouldn't happen. And then Wednesday, I ummed and ahed. I was like, shall I do it tomorrow? Shall I just do some housework today? I was like, nope. I dropped my daughter off and I went straight to B&Q, got the paint, one of that I'd swatched, obviously, took the plunge, got the paint, bought a new paintbrush, literally came back, got everything out of the kitchen that didn't belong in the kitchen or I didn't want in the kitchen anymore. I literally shoved it all into the hole. I was like a bit brutal, and started painting, and like straight away I felt a million times better when I just painted over those swatches. And today I've told myself, and I said to Heather, that what this does to me is it motivates me to want to start something else. And my porch is niggling me. That's my second project. But I thought, no, Beth, you need to finish that task, almost sign the kitchen off like a tick, kitchen, sign it off before I start another room. And that's going to be really hard for me. But I keep telling myself.
You've told all of Facebook now.
I've told all of Facebook. And when it's
it now, Beth.
Yeah, you can all get at me. When it's finished, I know.
To me yesterday, so that's going to keep you accountable. But now all of Facebook's keeping you accountable.
Exactly. I know now. I'm telling you, everyone, I'm going to get it finished. I'm going to get it finished today. Okay. Right, I've got my step ladders now. I've got no height restrictions against me because I've got the step ladders. So I'm going to finish it today. Pardon?
Time restrictions?
Not really, because I've done most of it. I've just got a cut in the top, and then there's a little bit. There's a tricky bit I've got to do, which requires the ladder. So unless I should be able to get it done today. It's tricky. It's that I bought that Easy Care tough paint. Yeah. And it's sort of, you paint it on and it almost paints off, so you have to really let it dry before you do the next coat. So that's the only thing that'll be be my issue, but I'll definitely get it done this week, if not today, but the plan is today.
I mean, the thing is with you as well, you're never going to adore that kitchen. You're never going to adore it because it is so badly
Well, you
designed.
inherit, you get what you get when you rent.
Different, but
Yeah.
you're making it so that you don't mind being in that room anymore, so that you want to cook in that room and it's okay.
Yeah.
And the other thing I wanted to talk about was you were the first person, because I always used to say you need an action station. And I remember you saying you want a command center.
A command center.
So now it's a command center. So on your kitchen side was so busy, but we knew that you needed that command center where you've got your phone charger, you've got your Google, I don't know what you call
Pebble thing, it's like an Alexa speaker thing.
And you've got your you've done like, have you got a whiteboard?
No, I've got like a little recipe book holder thing. That's a notebook, a pen.
Your pen was there for stuff that you knew.
I normally shove my post down there that needs to be opened, or well, normally it needs to be actioned. And that had gone a bit tits up the last few months, but now my kitchen's looking good. It's getting back there. And
the thing is, everyone, all clients will go up and down, but what they fail to realize is you never go back to where you were. You always are moving forward. Even if you're going a little bit down, you will never get back to there again, because even if it looks like you've got more strategies in place mentally to know what needs to do, not like what needs to be done. And I think
it is a big, I do think it's more of a mental thing than a physical thing, because I know that when I'm in a good mood, I can be a lot more productive than when I'm in a bad mood. But it's also taking the bad days and doing one of two things, like accept that you're not having a good mental health day. That's fine, and I've got much better at that. Like and I know you're good at doing that, and I will be like, right, I need to just not do anything today because I'm tired.
And also, like, not beat yourself up about that fact. Otherwise that totally ruins the fact that that's what you're doing.
It does. Or like the other week is a prime example with the toys on the floor. Like, I was really tired, but I kept thinking to myself, how will I feel when it's a little bit tidier? And how long will it really take me? So, and not go for the ideal. Like, I didn't go for my idealism of things in categorized boxes, like just shove it all in a blooming box, you know. I think that's why calyxes are good. Like, I do believe that now.
Oh God, they're amazing. I think one of the things that people like you and I do is we look at the big picture and we look at that big perfection picture. And what we don't, and when we're having one of those bad days, we're like, well, we can never get to that. So I can't totally bottom out my living room. Like, I can't do it. I don't feel like I've got the energy to do it. So I'm not even going to do anything because I can't get to there. Whereas what you did really, really well that day was like, I can't get to there, but could I get to there instead? And actually,
and it put me in a better mood. Like, it did put me in a better mood, and then it'd make me think, actually, tomorrow I want to do more. Like, so I think it is, you've got to be realistic about your time constraints. You've got to be realistic about how you feel. But another thing, like, I've already done it this morning, like, so I thought, oh, my kitchen looks great now, but walked downstairs and thought my lounge is an absolute shit tip, which it is an absolute shit tip, like, not gonna lie. It's but it's better than it has been. It's better than it has been. So I think you have got to be kind to yourself, and I do have an issue of doing the overwhelm, as you know, and I mean, I've messaged you a few times saying, oh my God, like, I feel like it's taking me so long, it's so slow, I want to just do it fast. And I can't do it fast because I have got a person that's dependent on me, you know. And I think I've sort of told myself I've got to just chop it up into chunks.
And also, if you do it fast, you might get that perfect house for a week, if that. But then because you haven't had time to think about the strategies or why things are piling on there, you don't create those mindset shifts. You don't create the strategies of how to actually deal with it. So that way, in a month's time, you're back to where you started, and you're like, why did that fail? I can't get rid of it.
You've got to be quite brutal with yourself, to be honest. Like the other week I texted you and I was like, I'm having a strategy day. Like, I don't know what was wrong with me. And I got a notebook out, and I think I even put like, what are my bad areas? Like, because I know before I have decluttered my house before I knew Heather, to the point where I barely had anything.
Yeah.
But I had things I liked. And it really spurred me on to other areas of my life improved. So I know that from experience. Heather will say it from her experience.
Right.
So that's why I want to do this, because I have had a bit of a shit couple of years, and all I'm looking now is forwards. And I mean, I never did before. I didn't think there was a forward. So that's a big thing to say that. But it is just looking at, you've got breaking it down and thinking, what am I really bad at? You've got to be a bit brutal. I know we're saying like not to be hard on ourselves, but you know what your struggles are, and you know what your like your tough areas are, and you like lack of like I lacked a bit of routine.
Yeah.
Like I've been quite good with my daughter having a routine. I've always had a routine with her as such, and then it sort of suffered a bit with lockdown. But we've been working on her routine, which has improved my routine. But I didn't have a bedtime. I didn't have like a bedtime house routine, as you call it, like a reset.
Yeah.
I've tried to, but I've been trying more to do that, like making a pack up the night before, like putting a bowl out,
being your
future friend. And I think like it does make such a difference, because we were having this massive challenge of getting dressed in the morning, and it would literally ruin my day, because I would get in such a state of like just feeling blooming overwhelmed with trying to control my child. And there was one day I was like, right, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z the night before in preparation for meltdown tomorrow. And like, I don't think she even ended up melting down, but I felt loads more in control. And when you feel in control and calm, like you can absolutely tackle your day a lot better. Even if it's a bad day, you sort of psyched up to just deal with it better. So I just think it is. I think you've got to be kind to yourself, but you've also got to like be a bit brutal in a way.
You do. I think and that for me has been the biggest change I've seen in you. Hasn't even been your house, although getting rid of that drain, it was amazing. It's been the change in you, actually, to be the kind of person that can send me an excited video of, look at this, I've painted my kitchen, and I've been my future friend, and all the pots are washed and they're all put away, and I've got the cup out for the next morning, and all that kind of stuff. It's seen the change I'm useless, why can't I do this, to actually I can do this, and I am moving forward, and I'm just dealing with what I can deal with, and that's okay. Because like you said, in your own head, you're a really tidy, organized person, and you want to have that beautiful house with your gorgeous daughter, and actually getting to that point, you are getting so much closer every single day.
I am, and it feels like, it doesn't feel like I am, but I know I am. And I think, and I'm going to say something like, now, I think for me, I had to remove a toxic person out of my life, and removing a toxic person out of my life, even though I wasn't connected to that person anymore, like directly as such, but you have to look at that has been a big thing for me. And then remove things that don't create an easy like just literally, when you look at your belongings, and I know they say, does it bring you joy and all that, but try and look at it the other way. Like, is it creating a hindrance for you? Like, is it, that's how I've started to look at things. So like the drainer was a toxic thing in my life. It is, it's true. And it's like, I'm trying to think of something else. Another good example. I know I'm waffling a bit, but I was saying to Heather, my daughter has ended up accidentally sleeping with me from, being poorly, and then it's like carried on. And to be fair, she was an early riser. She used to get up at like 4, and it was just for my own sanity. I know. But it got to a point where I was like, this is an issue now because I can't sleep. She can, I can't. And I'd end up with all her bits in my room, again, like the kitchen, all her books and her cuddly toys and random like things in my bed, like, you know, I'd be like, what's that? And that was getting me down, because all these rooms were like cross-contaminating each other, like they weren't in the right homes. And I said to Heather, I was like, she's got a bookcase in the garage that like my neighbour gave me, and it's lovely, and why don't I put that in a room and then put all the books on that, because they were in a cupboard in the lounge. Because we were doing every night was going, choose a book, and obviously she wouldn't choose one, she'd choose 3. So we'd take 3 books upstairs, and there'd already be 3 from the night before, and then one day a week I'd bring them all back down and put them in the cupboard. And I was like, that is not logical, you know. So I got this book, and I knew this bookcase was right at the back of the garage, and that was putting me off. That's the stress of getting that out was putting me off. It wasn't even stressful. And I got it, and I put it in the room, and I put all the books in it, took them all out of the cupboard, left a few of mine, took them all out of the cupboard, and now I don't have any books in the bedroom. Well, she has started sleeping in the room as well, which is a massive achievement. But or even if they were in my room, I only had to put them next door.
You've worked really hard on her bedroom.
I have.
I know you have. So it's a nice place for her to be in now.
It's lovely, and it is a gorgeous room. It's my favourite room in the house. She's very lucky, and I think if you like your surroundings, you want to sleep in it. So that's my theory for her. But actually that applies to us. Like, so with the kitchen, if I make my surroundings nice in the kitchen, I'll want to cook in it again, and I love cooking. But I stopped cooking because I couldn't actually cook in it properly without getting stressed. So you want to make these things a nice experience, and I lost that. I lost the joy of cooking, something that I enjoyed doing, because it was too stressful for me. And then that's actually silly, really. Like,
it's totally different for me, because I still don't like cooking, but I cook every day. Every day. Whereas before I would literally rotate which takeaway I would have. Like, I had a KFC yesterday, so I'm gonna have a McDonald's today, and then I'm gonna have a Chinese, and then I'm gonna have an Indian, and then an Italian. It was like literally one day a delivery driver turned up at my house and said, I've got a delivery for you. And I was like, I ain't ordered anything today. And he was like, oh, I just saw the word Loxley and thought it was you. Because I was like, oh my God. Whereas now, because the kitchen's clear, it just seems less overwhelming, and I only have food in my cupboards that I like cooking.
And
I mean, that's one of the things we did in your kitchen.
We did
all the stuff that you didn't like.
And I think I got in a bit like, not quite as bad as that, Heather, I'm not gonna lie.
No,
but I got a little bit like
as bad as that.
I got a little bit like in lockdown, because I thought, well, I know we're in lockdown now, but it seems a bit not as bad as the other one. But I just thought, I can't face it. I'll get a McDonald's for my daughter, and I'll just not eat, or I'll eat some shit, like, or, you know, and it got stupid because I just was putting off facing it. And I think it is literally, I don't know what, I think you get to a point where enough's enough, or you think about how you want to be. And I was like, I want to start cooking again. I want to be able to do my laundry and just do my laundry, and it's not like the rooms are all going into
like a laundry mountain.
And because I actually enjoy doing laundry. I'm weird.
I like doing laundry now.
I like doing laundry, and I like cleaning, but I can't do any of these things when it's like not got any structure to it. And so nothing was joyous. Like, that sounds sad, but like nothing simple, you know, nothing. I wasn't enjoying anything. And then I didn't want to tackle any of it either, because like it all just merged into one. So I think like I'm slowly getting there. It is a slow thing, but I think once you've got a bit of the bug, like, you want to carry on. And I think the Monday lives are what's done it for me. I do think, because I've made it a thing now, is Monday.
You come into the group and you go on the Monday live, and that's your thing.
Like, I do my Zoom, and then I watch you, and I do something. Or even if I don't do something while I'm doing it, I definitely do it after, because I'm spurred on, or I'll plot it in for the week. And I think that I mean, the last 2 weeks, like I said, I've missed them, and I've been a bit like, oh, like I missed the live, like, and I had to watch it. I started watching you back the other day, and then I had to pause it because whatever else happened. But like, I'm a bit addicted now. I think it normalizes you. No, it just, I've put this in my notes, like, why I like the group, because I've put, it makes me feel normal or human.
I thought you made me cry.
You get idea, well, you do, you can relate to others, it normalizes you, it makes you feel like your struggles aren't stupid struggles because other people have them. Like I always feel like it's just me, and I know it's not, but you do internalize it to yourself. And also I think like I've got some really good ideas off there. It's nice sharing ideas and helping others.
Well, you posted that link in, and it's now on the Untangled by Single shop.
I've seen it, yeah,
bag, because it's one of those things that it's worked for you and it's a great product. So
you think it's silly though, like you think that, oh, no one else will like have this issue, and then you post
like, it in a group and everyone goes, oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna post. I've got a couple of things actually that I'm gonna post. But also, what have I put? Accountability, and that's a huge thing for me, because I do put pressure on myself, and have ridiculous expectations sometimes. Accountability for me, actually, I was thinking about this before I came on. A couple of years ago, prior to my daughter, I lost a lot of weight. And I had an Instagram account which I used to post on, and the accountability, I think, of doing it and people like asking for ideas and stuff like that, I was really successful. I think that helped my journey. Obviously I've put all that weight back on, but this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do my kitchen, actually. That is literally one of the reasons. But I think like get like healthily addicted to something. So me as the group, and use it as a way of accountability. And I think just having like people praising you like really helps you. Or just having, you know, writing it down and Heather going, right, okay, like that's what you're going to do this week. Or a Heather says it's okay, you know. Even if you get one of them other, like it just makes you feel more motivated. And I think somebody, you've said it to somebody then, you know. I sometimes do it to my mum. I'll say, Mum, I'm going to do, it might, you know, might not be something to do with the house, it can be anything, but I'll be like, Mum, I'm going to do this week. If I've not done it, like, tell me off, or bug me to get it done.
Just getting it out of your brain, out to somebody, makes a massive difference for how much to achieve. Definitely. We've talked about the fact that we like the Monday lives. What other advice would you have, other than joining the group? What other advice would you have before we go?
My advice would be, if you're struggling and you're thinking of like decluttering or organizing yourself or whatever you want to call it, like, don't hold back from like take the plunge, even if it's scary. Like if you're thinking about having a session with Heather but you've put it off, like go for it, because I've like, right, don't cry, Heather, but like Heather's just a friend to me now. Like I literally see her as a friend. Like I think about, sounds right weird, I think about Heather like
that does sound very weird.
No, I was in the car the other day driving, and I was like, I've got to tell Heather this, like
people keep messaging me going, I kept thinking, what would Heather do?
Yeah, because I know we do have a lot of banter together, but like literally, like Heather is so approachable, like, and I was really open about my struggles and everything. I was really honest, because I thought, if I'm not honest, Heather's not going to get me and get where I struggle.
I mean, like Lottie the other day, when Lottie was on, Lottie was like, she was nervous for like fear of judgment when I came and did her.
You do feel that. I said it to you.
And I mean, you cried at your first session. And
I did.
It doesn't make me feel awkward. It's just, that's okay. You know, you've got stuff to cry about. That's all right.
And I think what I found helped was Heather's always been really honest about her struggles and about your journey. That's why I actually asked you on the live the other day, because I couldn't remember half of it. But I And I think when you've been in that situation yourself, you can relate to it. So Heather's like, you're not judgmental at all. So
No,
I think
why would I be? Because that's how I've lived my life as well.
yeah, and I think if you're wondering about doing it and you've not done it, and you can afford it, then absolutely go for it, because forget the judgment thing. There's only one person that's judging you, and it's yourself, and I'm the worst person doing that.
Yeah.
But look at where you can strip it down to like what your core issues are. Like, obviously I know with mental health, like that was my core issue, was my mental health at the time. Now it's improved loads, it's not so much an issue. And it's looking at adapting things to what you can do on days where you not feel that great or you feel better. I think if you can't afford it, because I understand obviously COVID's like, strip people back, the group is just an amazing source of information and just a great community to like start. I would say start with the group.
I think that the community feeling in that group is amazing.
Yeah, it's probably undersold, like what do you call it, like it's so good. Like it's I just think
the best things of the group, let alone the decluttering stuff.
And when you just the Monday lives are great. Like you get to talk to other people and feel like it's not just you, and then you occasionally pop on different days as well. Like obviously I get notifications, I'm like, oh, she's on today, like let's have a look, what's she talking about.
I'm usually having a rant about
something. Yeah. So I think that's a really good way to start, and then you can always like, well, Heather's got all her emails and you've got loads of stuff going off, like
so you got your Friday email, you got your Monday live, you've got your wins on a Wednesday that you can share and celebrate those little wins that actually make a big difference.
And Pinterest, like I'm talking about other things wide in the group, like Pinterest is really good. Like that's where I found the command center thing. It's very American, that. But that there are obviously you can Google things yourself or whatever and find ideas, and they're good to share with other people. So I think, but it's starting it. So the group is a good place to start. Yeah. So it's like, either book a session. I had a virtual session with Heather not that long ago.
You've had a in real life session, and then
you've had a real life session. Yeah.
You've had a virtual one as well. And I think a lot of people are put off by having a virtual session because they think,
do it.
I'm not going to be there to help you do stuff. But actually, for you, the virtual session, the last one we did, worked really well for you.
Really good. And I said, so Heather obviously writes like a action plan after, but I was really like geared up for it, and I was, but I also said to Heather, I'm really tired, because the first virtual we did, I sort of ran up and down my house, and I was really tired, and I was like, I can't be asked to run up and down my house. I'm exhausted. We'd both been up really early, hadn't we? I think.
We'd both not had slept. Kids that had made us knackered, I think.
We'd not slept, and I was honest with her then. I said, I just want to have a cuppa and sit and talk to you. So that's what we did.
And came up with an action plan from that.
And came up with an action plan, which Heather emailed me after, and I ironically did not find it because my inbox was too full.
I'm going to talk about your inbox there, because you've got a new
which I then found. Found it. But that's another.
We're going to do a session on an email inbox.
That's another topic. Technology decluttering,
we will do one of those.
But I think just having, and I said to Heather, I went, give me a list, and I'm going to pick one thing each. I might not have done it told you as such, but I have been doing it.
No, I think we did discuss
that. I said I'm going to pick one thing off the list each week, and tell you that I've done it, or I'm going to do it. Because again, it's the accountability that I need. And I said, even if it's like a stupid small thing, like I've just told Heather I'm going to sharpen my daughter's crayons because that's really bugging me.
I think that's lovely, like that, because it makes a difference to how you feel. And
it's because I'm fed up of it saying, Mummy, can I use this crayon? And it's like one that's never been sharpened in its life, and I'm like, I didn't have a sharpener. How can I not own a sharpener with a child? So I'm going to bought a sharpener this morning. So, but it's looking at, well, that's a blocker. So I mean, I know it's a pencil, but it's a blocker, and then I get a frustrated child, and then I get frustrated. So look at where you can take it back,
Yeah.
I think it is about trying to make your life easier. So if it means having something in a place that you wouldn't normally have it, like, do it. Like, think about your lifestyle, think about your struggles, be honest to yourself, be honest to Heather, and look at what you can afford in money and time, because time's a big thing.
Yeah.
And time is an issue for me, and why I've always got a job that's never finished, basically, and then that makes me not feel good.
Yeah, exactly. So you need to pare everything back, keep
Yeah.
yourself comfortable, come into the group and ask for help if you need it, and just realise that you're not alone.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Beth.
No, it's fine. I'm going to go finish painting my kitchen.
You're going to finish painting your kitchen.
I'll post a picture if I get it finished today.
You are going to get it finished today, because you said you're going to.
I am going to get it finished today.
Hold all the
I've got a bit on the ceiling, so I'll tell you all. I've got a little bit on the ceiling, and I can't manage to touch that up today because I need to buy some white paint. But I'm going to get it finished today. Yeah.
And then you can sharpen your daughter's pencils and feel happy.
And then I can sharpen my daughter's pencils, which I'm really excited.
Sharpen them pencils until you finish.
I'm looking forward. Do you know, there's something therapeutic about sharpening pencils.
There is, absolutely. That's not.
I'm sad.
No, you're not. So I think everybody will be start listening to this and going, oh yeah. You remember when you were at school, you used to be want to be the pencil sharpener person.
Yeah.
So there we go. Right, we're going to leave you. Thank you so much for this, Beth.
No worries.
Have a lovely day. And
will do. Thanks, Heather.
We've got someone else in a couple of days. So, also, I'm on the radio on Saturday or Sunday. We find out which. So that'll be another thing to pop into the group. So
you're a celeb, Heather.
Go and love you and leave you. Right.
Yeah, you too, Heather. See you later.
Take care, lovely. Bye.
Bye.